Hey crew, what is going down? Here we are in the very first stream of the new studio of the Zendan. I tell you what, the last week and a bit has been a little bit crazy, only because of the sheer fact that things are a little bit new, a little bit different, a little bit, adventurous, so to speak. So look, what I wanted to do today is I just wanted to do a little bit of a test in the group with a dead set group of legends, yourself. So what I'm going to go through is, I want to go through a few different cameras. I want to make sure that the audio is good. So if you can hear the audio is clean and crispy, then let me know. If the visuals are good, then let me know and we will get stuck into it. So obviously I wanted to do a little bit of a test, but I still wanted to put something in here of value. And before I went for a walk down to JB Hi-Fi, I had to get some things for the studio, and I was thinking about how much things have changed. Yeah, so we've got 3 people on. Thank you very much for giving some thumbs up. So I've got like a little box here within the software that I'm using that shows comments. So do us a favor, do us a comment, because I can't actually see who is on. I've just got like a number on the top saying 3 people's on. So yeah, going back to JB Hi-Fi, right? So I'm on my way, walking away, doing what I'm doing, and I thought about like how crazy is it that in 2020 it's the year of fucking, but wait, there's more people, and it just keeps getting sort of crazy and crazy, especially with business and people's money and all those sorts of things. Hey Jan, thank you very much. Yo. And it's so important to remember 4 things that will dramatically change the way that you think, feel, and act within these times of COVID, within these times of 2020, within these times of what the fuck do I do with the tools that I have. Margaret, what's going down? Okay, good. So everything is working so far. So far, so good. So here's camera number 2. Hey, what's going down? And this is what I want to take you through. Like I said, this is literally just for test purposes, but I wanted to put something in here that you could truly get a lot of value out of. So these are the 4 things that you must remember. All right, you must remember in these crazy times that we're living right now. You want to think about what it is that you're doing, what it is that you know, what it is that you are destined to be doing, and really keep this number 1 thing in mind, and that's the ability to remember and really remember the tools that you have. Remember the tools that you have. You have the tools, not NLP, not timeline therapy, not self-mastery techniques, not bloody hypnotherapy, not whatever it is that you want to call it. You have the ability to change someone's life. You have the ability to really influence the way that someone thinks, feels, and acts. You have the keys to their unconscious mind. This is freaking ridiculous. So within this now moment, remember what it is that you know. Think about all these tools. You've got parts integrations. You've got releasing negative emotions with timeline therapy. You've got the ability to use hypnosis if you know hypnosis. And if you don't, you should know freaking hypnosis, because it's one of the most fucking powerful things out there. So when you were going through doing whatever it is that you're doing, think about, shit, what tools do I have? I want you to ask yourself this question. I ask myself this question many times a week, and I tell you what, the answer I get absolutely blows me away, and that is, what tools do I have access to but I am not using? What tools do I have access to but I'm not using? You know, people ring me out and they say, hey Luke, like I need a bit of a hand. Totally cool. I'm all for it. Unless I'm busy, and then, obviously I don't get back to you for a while. But it really comes down to the point of the first thing that I normally say is like, hey, have you tried to sort this out yourself? Oh, no, not really. Okay, well, what I would suggest is doing like a parts integration. What I suggest is doing some timeline therapy on yourself. What I'd suggest is getting clear, chunking down, getting specific on what it is that is actually going on. So what are the tools that you have but you are not using? Do you have tools in business? Do you have tools in video production? Do you have tools in marketing? Do you have tools in sales that you're not using? And I tell you what, if you're watching this right now and you are one of the people, because there are many of them floating around, that thinks in this time, in this day and age right now, that people are not spending money you need to give yourself a smack on the bum, because people need help more so than ever before. And that is only going to happen when you sell them on the idea that they are worth it, and you sell them on the concept of your program, of your change work, whatever it is that you are doing. So that's number one. Number two, remember, you know how to learn. This is the absolute most fundamental thing that I tell majority of people. I say, hey, do you know how to learn? And they're like, well, that's a silly question. No, it's a very profound question. Do you know how to learn? Yeah, of course I know how to learn. Okay, good. Do you know how to research? Yeah, I know how to research. Well, then the sort of question becomes like, why is it that you're not researching the things that is truly going to help you out? Perfect example. This whole setup, all this production, all the things that have happened in the last week or so, I've had to research. I've had to learn so much. And some people say, yeah, but I don't have time for that, and I don't have, whatever for that. It would be easier for me to pay someone else to do it. Well, guess what? That is very true. That is very true. And I definitely endorse that when it is needed. But when you pay someone else to do something, what you're doing is you're going down to the fish market and buying a fish. You still don't know how to fish, all right? Within a lot of contexts, you still don't know how to fish. So the learning process, yes, it's going to take extra time. Yes, it's going to take extra power. Yes, you're going to have to invest money and energy and all the things. But guess what? Once you know something, I want you to hear this. I want you to freaking hear this. Once you know something, guess what? You're a teacher. You can teach it to someone else, and you can get financially rewarded for that, can't you? So that's my mentality. I thought about this production sort of setup, little studio that I've got here now. I'm like, I could get someone else to do it, and I could get someone else to then just show me how to work it. But guess what? I still don't know it. Now I can create a fucking online course. Now I could run a live training saying, hey, if you want to get exactly this same setup, it's exactly to the fucking T of what it is that I'm running here right now, good. Let me know. And maybe that's a really important question. Would you be really interested and really curious how to make your videos, how to make your content, how to run online trainings like this? If it's a yes, then fucking pop a hell yes in the comment below. April said to me the other day, she's like, oh my God, my love, why do you put so much work into this? Why is it 12 o'clock at night and she's asleep? And she rolls over, and here I am, I'm scrolling on my phone. I don't scroll on my phone unless it's, watching dumb shit, then I scroll on my phone. But normally it is learning up till 12 o'clock at night. How does this work? How does that work? How do I get that in there? And watching other people's videos, I'm like, fuck, how did they do that? And I tell you what, this setup that we've got going on right here, it's fucking delicious. It's very, very cool. It's a great experience for you. It's an absolute amazing experience for me. I can sit here, I can talk about whatever it is I want to talk about, and it just seems to work, right? So, number two, hell yes, Margaret, yeah. All right, so I've already got one person. This is what I mean. You're in the game. You're in the game of teaching people. You're in the game of teaching people. If you can get that, if you can make that connection within your unconscious mind now, I tell you what, you might find that things change significantly. Just because of the sheer fact that you can teach people what it is that once you taught yourself, or what it is that you learnt yourself. And that's very, very profound. So that's number two. Remember, you know how to learn. Get out there, learn some cool shit. Do some cool shit. You never know what will happen from, the ripple from that. Number three, this is a cracker. This is an absolute cracker, but I don't know if many people really understand how many legends we have in this group. We got 70, and they're not just people. We don't have ordinary people in this group. We've got 70 people that know the tools, the most powerful tools on the planet for change. So use the group. Interact in the group, interact within each other, collaborate, do whatever it is that you got to do. Start a fucking podcast together, start doing videos together. All right? And I know a lot of people are, and it's amazing, it's really good, but it's like, hey, in this day and age, get out there, get amongst it. Use a group. Post your wins in the group, post your fuck ups in the group, post the bloody I don't know, something in the group. Keep it fresh. All right, and then number 4. This is a real cracker, right? It's like, remember, people don't know what you know. Please remember this. I'm gonna, rewind. I'm gonna say it again. People do not know what you know. Think of all the people, and we're just using Victoria as a example. Victoria right now is going through lockdown of stage 4 or whatever it is. A lot of people sitting at home. A lot of people stressed out of their brains. Not only that, but there's a lot of people that are going to have, so-called mental health issues that once upon a time didn't have mental health issues, and the number of suicide is going to go through the fucking roof. The number of suicide, people taking their own lives because they've had enough. People taking their own lives because their job, their work was the only thing that kept them distracted, kept them busy, kept them engaged in life. So they didn't remember all the crazy shit that happened to them in the past. It's crazy, right? So there's many, many different things. I just wanted you to know that those 4 are very important. Step number 1, you know the tools. Remember the tools that you have. Step number 2, you know how to learn. You know how you learn. I'm literally going to start teaching people, and especially within the self-mastery technique side of things, when that starts cranking up and I start, really teaching more of that, so to speak. Learning how to research is a fucking huge one. So many people, and I understand, I get it, I used to be one of them. They say, hey, how do I do this? It's like, do you have one of these things? Yeah, I got one of those things. What do I do with it? Fucking jump onto Google. How do I make $50,000 in a month? How do I create a YouTube channel? How do I get 1,000 followers on Instagram? How do I do an online class? Blah, 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 blah. You will find a lot of stuff out there that is really, really going to help you out. But the thing is, it is time consuming. It is time consuming. You're going to have to, put some resources into it, and all that sort of things is all well and good. Because like I said, when you know something, then you can teach it. Very cool. Perfect example is if you went into a school now, we're just using hypothetically, going into a school, and you talk to a teacher and say, hey, what subjects do you teach? Oh, I teach math, I teach English, I teach business, and I take PE on Thursdays. Wow. So you're not a business teacher. Well, yeah, but you just said you do maths. Yeah, well, I do both. What about PE? Yeah, I do that as well. So at the highest chunk, they are a teacher. They're not just a math teacher. They're not just an English teacher. They are a teacher of many, many things. All right. So Margaret's just said, can I interview everyone in this group and identify you all? Yeah, 100%. So that's actually something that we're going to start doing within the Zen Den. The Zen Den series is I'm going to be getting people onto, conversations just like this, because I said to Mac the other day, I'm like, a lot of people know a lot of people in the group, but everyone knows everyone at way different levels. So picture it like this, right? The people that go to Master Prac and they do their breakthrough experiences with each other, they know each other at a level like no one else on the planet. I can guarantee you right that. Jeff, my good mate, my best mate down in down south, I know more about him than what he knows about himself. Because of the sheer fact that I sat down with him for, 10 hours, just in one sitting, 10 hours, one day, did the breakthrough experience, but then we have stayed in contact for bloody, over 3 years now. But there's other people that within this group, they're like, oh shit, I wonder who they are, because they went to maybe 3 or 4 pracs previous. So I think that would be cool. I think that would definitely be cool. So I'm going to dive into that. What's today? Tuesday. Probably look at someone for maybe Thursday. So if there's anyone on this call right now, on this session right now, whether it's live or whether you're watching on a replay, then let me know in the comments below. It's like, hey, do you want to be, it's not really interviewed. I just want to catch up. We're just going to have a chat and say, who the fuck are you? What are you doing? What do you believe in? All the sorts of cool things that we would normally chat about anyway. But then, the other people in the group, they get to watch it. They get to connect. I tell you what, it's very, very, very powerful. So that is another thing rolling out within the self-mastery world. There's many things rolling out. I tell you what, the last month, Ever since we did the last practitioner training, once I got out of that, I probably had 3 or 4 days to myself, but there was so many changes. One of the biggest changes came from the sheer fact that when I did the 9-day training of the practitioner level, and everyone had, if not the same results as a so-called live training, in-person training, they had more. That's when a massive connection got made within my mind. I'm like, holy shit, this is where it's at. Don't get me wrong, I still love live events, but they're not going to be the bread and butter of the self-mastery model anymore. They're going to be maybe later on down the track, so to speak. So they won't be the first point of entry. They'll be the third or the fourth point of entry. So another thing to really think about what it is that you're doing, think about what it is that you want to be doing, and also think about the identity. My identity, April said it to me the other day. She's like, you were very different, my love. I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, well, you've transformed and you've transcended so many things of just who you were and what it is that you used to believe in, 2 short months ago. And then I was talking to Amanda G the other day, and she's like, hey, your eyes look different. She's like, your eyes look different. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah, you're very different. Your identity has changed hugely. And if you or the people that you love, if they can't do that in these times, I can guarantee you they are going to struggle. They're going to struggle beyond measure because of the sheer fact that they're still living in the past. And we all know that when people live in the past, you can nearly guarantee that they're going to live in pain in the present. Someone fucking write that down and put it into the comments below, because I don't really know what I just said, but I know that it was very profound. When someone lives in the past, you can nearly guarantee that they live in pain in the present. Someone please write that down so that I can copy paste it. Because it's so true. And the past could be from 3 days ago, 3 minutes ago, 30 years ago, whenever it might be. But we need to understand, like, these, the 2020 is forcing people to grow. It's forcing people to deal with their own shit. It's forcing people to change. It's forcing people to do many, many things. So, focus on what it is that you want. Focus on what it is that you're doing, what it is that you have to offer to the world. And then, go out and get it done. So here we go. For everyone that has ever done hypnosis with myself, I'm sure that you're going to enjoy this, but this is a little slide that I made up. What did you learn, discover, or experience? Once again, this is just a test, when we get into doing all the trainings online. But the red. If you guys have got any questions, now's the time. Pop them in. Let's have a chat. So I'm just reading the questions here, and here we go. Margaret, let's start with Margaret first. Watch this. I think this is really cool as well. Hang on. Here we go. What's this button do? Oh yeah. How cool is that? Alright, so I've been asked to be on like a 10x podcast and interviews, but I'm focusing on Master Prac at the moment. I'm like, yeah, definitely focus on Master Prac. That shit's it's gotta be next level. When someone lives in the past, you can guarantee that they'll live in pain in the future. Fucking hell. Use that. Remember that. Very, very important. So here we go. Let's open up for a bit of a chat. I got a few minutes. Let me know. What are you guys doing? What did you guys think of the experience of the new setup? Just woke up from that amazing hypno. Yeah, I actually haven't done it yet. Well, I have done it, but I haven't. I did it last night as I was going to bed, and I had my cranky pants on last night. So April pretty much said go to bed or else I'm going to smack you in the head. And I thought, time for bed. Good night. Apparently within 1 minute, I put my headphones in. I put my, my phone down next to my table. Boom. 1 minute, gone. Okay, how do you do this screen thing? Not going to tell you. How do you do the screen thing? I could tell you. I definitely could tell you. I might tell you. But yeah, there's many different softwares that you can use. If you really want to know, then let me know, because this is, it's probably something that I'll turn into a training, whether it be like half a day or something like that. Oh my God, I'm zonked. I have my cranky pants on too. Like, yeah, look, it's that time of the year, people. Massive full moon last night. Heaps of crazy shit going down in the world. you're doing good. All right, we're all doing really well. Just make sure, especially if you've got like a partner at home, make sure that you're nice to them. Make sure that you are, looking after them. Someone said, "Oh shit, you're live." I don't know who that was. They got no photo on their thing. Can you do a masterclass on how we can do this on what? How we can do this live on Zoom? Yeah, of course. So this program now is specifically, this is what I'm going to be running all my trainings on now. Like obviously we did the Zoom last time and it worked really well, but this is just, it's taking shit to a whole new level, right? It's matching. This is what I thought the other day. I said to April, I don't need, but I want to match the quality of the wisdom and the profundity. Apparently that's a word. Sounds cool. But the profundity of where it is that things are at compared to the production of the video, the audio, and all those sorts of things. Did my first $53.5 thousand month last month. So there you go. That was that's fucking massive. If you guys don't understand that, if you do that every month, you've got an over $500,000 business a fucking year, which is crazy considering that, how long ago was it that you did prac? Obviously, you've done many other things, but fucking hell, that's crazy. Yeah, April said, oh, fucking April. God bless you, April. She's been, an absolute saint, right? You guys already know that because without her, I wouldn't, well, number one, without her, I wouldn't want to do all this shit. Right, I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing, but yeah, she has allowed me and given me permission to do what I got to do. Very late nights, cranky mornings because I'm tired from the late nights, fucking not being present, so to speak, because I'm thinking about all sorts of different things. And yeah, my love, if you're watching this on a replay or maybe even live, who knows? Thank you so much. I really, really, really do appreciate it. Heading for a 75K this month. Thank you, man. Hey, you're very fucking welcome. Thank you. I've said this many times before. The most amazing thing as a teacher is when a student or when someone that you have helped does what it is that you have taught them, if that makes sense. You do the thing, you get the result. It's not rocket science. Once you do the thing and you get the results, you do the thing again, you get the results again. And you just keep changing, you just keep adapting, and you just keep, transforming until you find out what it is that you want. A really great way to find out what you want is to do it and see if you liked it within reason, right? Don't go and do dumb shit. Probably not a good advice for a teenager. You're in cremation mode. Yeah. Fucking madman mode, right? There's one thing that I've figured out. I figured out a long time ago, but I've definitely figured out that the creation mode, you need to express. You need expression. If you don't have expression, you'll end up with fucking depression. Don't do that. It's not fun. I see that because I get that mode. Yeah, mass influence. Mass influence was actually, all fucking jokes aside, mass influence was where it is at. I honestly think that I'm going to run, because everyone, whether you're at prac level, master prac level, whatever it is, I think I'm going to run another mass influence because it was a fucking game changer. Not just for you guys, but for me personally. Oh my God. Everything changed for me massively. Everything changed hugely. So what do you reckon? Should we do another mass influence? I mean, we've got master prac coming up, but I tell you what, we could do mass influence just afterwards. It's pretty easy. And I would love to do mass influence again and get this all recorded, so then that way it's all said and done. Yeah, dumb shit. Who's this? There's no little photo that comes up. Normally I've got like the little photo, but whoever dumb shit is, let me know. This whole live streaming thing is actually quite strange because I set everything up and everything's good to go, and then I got to the point where it's like, okay, fuck, what do I talk about? What am I going to do? Am I just going to talk about nothing? It's like, well, you're probably not. Do a number 2 for us, please. What's it? That sounds really fucking weird. Oh, number 2 as in mass influence. Sorry. Yes. Yes, definitely. Let's do mass influence number 2. And, yeah. Just thinking of when we could do it. Wouldn't take long. How long did we do the last one in, Renee? Was it 3 days or 4 days? I think it was 3. It felt like 1,000, right? Fucking hell. We went very deep, very quick. But everyone survived, so that was really cool. And I'm pretty sure it was 3 days. So yeah, maybe in the next couple of months. Oh, number 2. Shit, yeah, God, I'm all over the shop. Yeah, a number 2, as in mass influence level 2. Yeah, not a number 2. Yeah, definitely not number 2 here. Yeah, 3 days. Yeah, we'll do it. It's in the pipeline. There's many things in the pipeline. I just wanted to get all this side of things sorted out, make sure it's running smoothly, make sure everything works, and then we can keep up leveling and upskilling and all these sorts of things. So there you go. Alrighty, crew. Look, I really thank you for coming on too. Holy shit, we've been on for 25 minutes. Fuck, I better go and do something. All right, thank you guys so much for jumping on. Really appreciate it. Straight after Master Prac would be epic timing for mass influence. Dun dun dun. Step 1, let's get through Master Prac first. Let's get through Master Prac first, then we can start doing everything that we need to do. So there we go. Thank you for jumping on. Do me a favor, let me know the rating of 1 out of a fucking 100. 100 being absolutely epicness. How did you like this little interaction? Did you have fun? Did you learn many things? And, you know, what did you discover and what did you experience? Do whatever it is you got to do. Be good at it. And, yeah, I'll see you, I don't know, who knows, maybe tomorrow. I mean, I got a lot of time on my hands and now this is set up. I could do this damn near fucking 5 hours a day. Anyway, see you guys. Go rock and roll. Have fun.